Hey guys, what is up? Today we have a hell of a book to talk about. Eternity Girl number 4 came out. Now, I have been praising the series since it launched. With every issue, it just gets more mind-bending, a little bit crazier. Somehow makes a little bit more sense at the same time. And this issue, so far, it brings it to even another level. In this issue, we get different iterations of the characters we know going through kind of homages to comic books you may recognize or characters you may recognize. This book is just brilliant. I mean, it is brilliant. It is. I'd put it on the level of stuff like Flex Mentala, which is maybe my favorite comic of all time, or one of, if not my favorite. Uh, it has that Grant Morrison, Neil Gaiman, Alan Moore, Peter Milligan essence where you take this idea of what is comics, this core of what is this medium we all love and read, and you expand upon it. You put these new characters into it and have them explore it and relate it to the reader in ways that we haven't seen before. We have in some ways, but not like this. I can't. If you're not reading this book, pick it up. You are losing out on so much if you are not reading this. Not to mention, not only is the story incredible, the art, holy hell, because they have homages to things like Tank Girl and other things I don't want to say because I don't want to even spoil it because it's some amazing surprises are in there. But mimicking kind of that style while keeping the Eternity Girl style, I was blown away by this issue. I really was. I know that with every issue I talk about how amazing it is, and it's true, but this issue so far is my favorite. Each issue gets better and better and better and better. We got a few more issues left, and I don't know how they're going to top this just amazing level they've already reached. In this 6 issue mini, it's already done more than a lot of comics do in the first 2 years of a run. I guess since DC's been doing the twice a month in the first year of a run for some series. I I'm almost out of words to say about it because it's coming out on the bookshelves at the same time. Stuff like Mr. Miracle and Mr. Miracle are both blowing my mind. I'd put them on the same level, and I wish Eternity Girl would be getting the recognition that Mr. Miracle is, because I think they're both incredible. Don't get me wrong, I'm not throwing any kind of shade or negativity towards Mr. Miracle. It's incredible. I think Mr. Miracle and Eternity Girl, I truly believe they are modern classics that in 10, 15, 20 years people will look back at and go, oh, these are must reads. These are DC essentials. You have to go back. They'll be talked about like Flex Mentala, like Gerard Ways and Grant Morrison's Doom Patrol, like Animal Man, like Sandman. These will be books that I think if you're a fan of this style, of this very arty, very introspective, personal, larger than life love letter to comics. And I think that's why I keep comparing to Flex Mentalo, because it has that same inherent nature of it's an exploration of comic books almost on a biography level, but also a very autobiographical level for the writer and artist, where it's a lot of, you can see a ton of personal influences going in there, yet they're able to filter it through the lens of comics. And the only person I've ever seen really achieve that in the same way is Grant Morrison with Flex Mentalo and Super Gods. So that I keep coming back to that because that's the closest I can compare it to. And again, to reiterate, that's like my all-time favorite comic. That is one I reread all the time. We did a book club about it over on Blah Blah. It is one of my all-time favorite comics, and I think one of the best comics ever written. And this so far is right up there with it. And I don't think it's going to fall below that amazing level. And I'm not just trying to throw some hyperbole in these, it'll never be best ever kind of stuff. I'm just trying to be honest with this is a comic that shows me every time I pick it up why I love comics. And I really think you should be picking it up too. I know I didn't say a ton about the plot, but I think you should go in this as blind as possible. That's how I went in it. And I think that's the best experience for this issue. I think the whole series is that way too, but this issue in particular, it's the best you don't have anything spoiled for you. It'd be hard to spoil it, but not impossible. So don't let anyone take away the fun of this issue. Because when you realize what's going on, you have that aha moment, especially kind of towards the end when you have that moment of, oh, I get what they're saying here. I get what she's going on about. That's one of those great comic moments that doesn't really happen in other art forms because of how just how a comic is formatted and how it's told. It was a very comic book moment that can't happen in other forms, and I appreciate that. So yeah, I can't recommend this book enough. Go out and pick it up, please. I have some other reviews to do this week. Sorry, I've been a little lazy on getting reviews out. I have a ton of projects going on, which is awesome. But I'm going to try out some new formats for my weekly reviews. Tell me if you like this. Tell me if you want me to go back the old way. Either way, leave a comment. Let me know what you think of this issue. Let me know what you think of Eternity Girl, Young Animal, anything I typically talk about. Like, subscribe, or dislike and unsubscribe. Whatever you want to do, you do you. Thank you so much for listening. Go out and pick up Eternity Girl right now.